Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin with breaking news at this hour. Police are now working to clear the Boise Town Mall in Idaho right now after a shooting that left at least 2 people dead.
According to Boise police, officers responded to shots fired at around 2:15 this afternoon. The caller reported at least 1 person down. Police believe a single shooter was involved and that person is in custody tonight. Police said there was also an exchange of gunfire during the shooter's arrest that left 1 police officer injured.
Getting ready to check out and we heard 4 or 5 shots and we hit the ground immediately. And then the cashier, she hit the ground with us and started kind of crawling away. And then we heard another 4 or 5 shots.
Police did not take questions during an update within the last half hour. The Ada County Sheriff's Office, meantime, is handling the officer-involved shooting portion of the investigation. Boise police are handling the rest. It's expected to take some time for police to go through and secure each business inside the mall. We will keep you updated throughout the evening as we give more information.
In the meantime, back here at home, Spokane police are now investigating a shooting in northeast Spokane that hurt a 17-year-old over the weekend. No suspects have been arrested in that crime yet, but investigators do believe it was not a random shooting.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley talked with witnesses today. She joins us live in the newsroom tonight with what they're saying. Amanda?
Yeah, Mark and Whitney, the shooting happened early Sunday morning in northeast Spokane in an area just north of Whitman Elementary School. Now, Spokane police say an off-duty officer and several other callers reported seeing a group of teens walking in the area before hearing multiple gunshots. Then that off-duty officer found a 17-year-old boy with a gunshot wound nearby. The victim told police he was riding his bike home from a friend's house when he came across a group of teenagers. And that is when the shooting happened. Now, Spokane police set up a perimeter in the area. A K-9 also attempted to track down the suspect, but police could not find any suspects. I talked to a witness today who says he woke up to all the commotion outside his home that night.
It was done at that section because there's cars all the way up. The whole block was full of cars, police cars. I think there were 2 ambulances here. I figured I'd just catch up on the news the next day or 2.
Now, the investigation is ongoing and SPD is still developing information about whoever could be the suspect. Police say preliminary information suggests this may not be a random act. Now, anyone with information about the shooting is asked to call Crime Check. Now, the victim is in the hospital, but he is expected to be okay. There are still many details we do not know yet, but we have gathered public audio that includes dispatch conversations with Spokane police on scene the night of the shooting. I'll share that tonight at 5. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. Pullman police are investigating reports of a woman being followed by a man over the weekend. In the first case, the woman was followed by a car described as a blue 4-door Toyota sedan while walking her dog. In the second case, the man followed a woman into the laundry room of her apartment complex and grabbed her arm. She screamed and police say the man took off. Police described the suspect as a white man about 20 years old, wearing a medical mask and a baseball hat.
Police were called to University High School today and detained a student with a gun. The district is crediting staff and students for their quick action and law enforcement for responding so quickly. Fortunately, no one was hurt. There wasn't even a lockdown at the school. Counselors, though, will be available at U High tomorrow for any students or staff who do want to talk about what happened. The district says it cannot emphasize enough just how important it is for students to say something to an adult if they ever see something like that. Millions of kids across America could soon be eligible for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. In fact, they could be as soon as next week. An FDA panel meets tomorrow to consider recommending emergency use authorization for kids ages 5 to 11. A review by the agency found Pfizer's pediatric vaccine is nearly 91% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID, with the benefits outweighing the risks, especially of the most serious side effects. That includes myocarditis, which is a rare heart condition that has been linked to the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines in young men. The inflammation usually subsides on its own in a matter of days. If the vaccine is approved, this could be a game changer for holiday gatherings.
Families that seek their first shot by mid-November, that those children will be considered fully vaccinated by the winter holidays at the end of December.
Now, Moderna says its half-dose vaccine showed a strong immune response in children ages 6 to 11. The company plans to submit data to regulators very soon.
Wow, take a listen to that. That's the sound coming from the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco as the bomb cyclone hits the west coast, bringing gale force winds. That whistling could be heard for miles. Meantime, here in Washington, 2 people have been killed due to that massive storm hitting Seattle. In California, excessive rain is causing mudslides in the areas hit hard by wildfires.
Now, in some places on the coast, 10 inches of rain have fallen just in the last 24 hours. Tonight, David Begnaud shows us the damage.
It has been a monster storm, uprooting trees, flooding rivers in Northern California, and turning creeks into mud-filled rivers. In San Rafael, just north of San Francisco, there were more than 300 calls for help from fire or police. That's 4 times what it is normally. Across the region, officials say they may not know the full extent of the damage in those burn areas until later today.
With the rains and winds coming through, it's anyone's guess on what's going to occur.
Now look at this. That big truck was almost pushed over by strong winds on a bridge just north of San Francisco. And on the world-famous Golden Gate Bridge, gale force winds actually caused vibrations that created this eerie whistle that you could apparently hear for miles. Listen. Farther inland, a substantial landslide shut down this major highway in the same area as this summer's massive Dixie Fire that happened just north of Sacramento. Closer to Sacramento, in the town of Carmichael, there were roads underwater as of late Sunday. More than 5 inches of rain fell in California's state capital, breaking the previous record that was set back in 1880. Meanwhile, up in Washington state, this road east of Seattle was closed after a tree fell and crushed a vehicle, killing 2 people.
All I can think about right now are their families. Something like so random is just awful.
David Begnaud, CBS News.
All right, let's talk weather here locally now. After rain and wind yesterday, things cleared up pretty nicely today.
Yeah, certainly promising. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is outside right now where it's not raining, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what we can expect here for the upcoming week. This bomb cyclone, though, is that still going to be a problem in some places?
The bomb cyclone itself, that low pressure area, the worst of that is through, so we're already looking ahead to our next weather systems, but we can see the remnants of it close to Vancouver Isle. See this low pressure area that's spinning right over the island itself? That's the center of low pressure that was the bomb cyclone. An atmospheric river also attributed to a lot of that rainfall, especially in Northern California. I could go on and on and on about those 2 weather systems combined, but let's move forward. In the break between the systems, in fact, that's basically what it's been here recently. It's been like 1 day of rain, 1 day of break for basically the last 6 days. Since Wednesday, about 2/3 of an inch of rain, a healthy total, but nothing that would be even close to extreme for our region. Right now, there's plenty of sunshine, fair weather cumulus outside, including above our heads here in the South Hill at our studios. It's 53 right now in Spokane. Not expecting any more rain until about midnight tonight at the earliest, but if today's our off day from the rain, tomorrow will once again be our on day, and I'll be tracking just when we'll see those next rain chances in a few moments.
Talk to you then, Thomas. Thank you very much. And still to come tonight on KREM 2 News at 4, the cause of death for Brian Laundrie still under investigation after the initial autopsy. That's according to the family's attorney. What's next in the case?
Also tonight, new information on the fatal movie set shooting last week, why crew members on set say they were already concerned about safety. We're back after the break.